Well, rounding out what has proven to be a pretty colorful week here on the channel, the first week of summer of 2021, I am very happy to say that we're kind of topping this week off with this guy. It is the Generation Selects Turtler, or Snaptrap if you prefer. He is the torso, he is the leader of the Seacons, and he's going to be our focus this time around, along with a comparison with Half Shell here in the latest GotBot True review. Hey one, hey all, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, man, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe, and while you're at it, light them up, baby. And hit that notification bell, please. It helps me out a ton. It lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links, all of that down in the description below. If you right there are in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we offer to you through Teespring, or of course, hit the join button right here on YouTube to become a channel member. And this is Turtler or Snaptrap. Any way you cut it, the guy is vicious and difficult to beat. Totally dig this mold. I thought it was one of the best torsos in Combiner Wars. I like the mold as this guy, Half Shell, did not think I was ever going to be able to get this version of it. And you know what? I think I might actually like it more. Not because I like the colors more. I kind of like Half Shell's colors more. But there are things here, tolerances here, aspects about this guy that I think I like just a little bit more. So without any further ado, how about we head over to the table and take a closer look at this guy. And yes indeed, so up to this point we have looked at 4 out of the 6 Seacons. The 6th, or 5th I guess, limb, the other deluxe class offering, that being Selects Overbite, I actually don't have, unfortunately. If I can ever find them for a sensible price, I might, but right now I don't have them. Luckily I have 4 to be able to make the limbs, which is cool. And I do have that Overbite mold, which I looked at as part of God Neptune. God Neptune I looked at back in episode 820. I looked at the whole set. I didn't really go for the transformations there except for Overbite, who of course has a different name there. I did show that one because I don't have him here. We would focus on that here. For the record, I also looked at Lobclaw or Naudilator fairly recently in episode 842, and I looked at Kraken or Seawing, if you will, in episode 849, and most recently, just before getting to this guy, I took a look at good old Snaptrap. Oh, and by the way, old Tentakill, I looked at a long time ago. I think I said Snaptrap, but I actually meant Scalor, or Golf, if you will. But Tentakill, yeah, I looked at him back in episode 819. So, kind of from like 819 on, right? 819 was Tentakill, 820 was God Neptune, and then in the 40s, we got a couple more of the lads, and now we're kind of getting the last 2 lads. We'll sort it all out when we eventually look at the combined mode, but this is the packaging. It's very straightforward packaging as we usually see. If we open it from this side, we can see the... Oh, it's upside down. We can see Turtler or Snaptrap's packaging here. Of course, we have the grid outline look. Again, going around Decepticon logo here on the back. You get the idea. And then taking that off. So much packaging. We have our typical Selects cardboard packaging right there. Inside that packaging, first and foremost, we have instructions. They are the Takara instructions. They're done on a nice gloss. The pictures are pretty clear. I can't read any of it because it's written in Japanese. Oh, we've got 2 feet that are also nicely molded blasters that... Can I get this off? Yeah, like that piece comes off and you can close these over like blasters, and like that's pretty cool, honestly. I guess the foot could be like a 3-pronged claw thing. That being said, the claw pieces fit into the top of the foot far more secure here than they do on God Neptune. Plus we get this nicely molded and lethally large blaster. I dig it. Of course, it's full of 5mm pegs and ports so that you can put everybody else's accessories on this to make it a huge blaster for King Poseidon, or God Neptune, if you will. Speaking of large and lethal, look at this sword. That's beautiful, man. I totally dig this. I love that metallic pink. Here is part of the shell, or the chest piece, if you will. I did not notice before that this and the other side is chromed. I think that's kind of neat. I hope it doesn't flake off. I'm not usually a chrome guy, but it does make this guy's chest pop, not gonna lie. And we have two of these, what I'm gonna call kind of shoulder blaster things. They do collapse or extend, if you will, on a little track in right there. And so, yes indeed, here we have the man of the hour, if you will, the cold, the cruel, the vicious Turtler, or Snaptrap. If you go by the Turtler personification from Super God Master Force, he is actually sentient. He hates his monstrous look, so he kind of takes it out on all of those drones, often kind of getting violent with them. If you go by the kind of North American fiction, he is the most bloodthirsty, most bloodlust of the entire team. Even the rest of the Seacons tread lightly around this guy because of his vicious streak. He knows no bounds. And with that being said, not only is he vicious, but he is largely impervious to a lot of attacks, so he's not easy to defeat either. In terms of this guy being a turtle, well, there's a few things that we need to do first. There's a piece here that can extend up and flip around. We'll do that later on for transformation and whatnot, but for now, you use the peg that's there and you put that down there. The other one's already on the other side. Then we can also take the shell piece, and there's a way back here on this little tab, there is a 5mm peg hole, and there's a peg way down here, so we slot that kind of in there and put all of that down. If you are so inclined, you could, for example, I thought you could attach the sword. Maybe you can't attach it there. I've seen it with everything on, but I have to kind of figure out, oh, here we go. So, that can go up there. The other foot, which I don't have handy right now, could go over here on this chest piece. Then we could take the sword, and the sword has a peg hole in it, put it onto the blaster, and then there's another 5mm peg or port up right there where, if you're inclined, you can put that in. So like, there's a lot with this guy, but in turtle mode, it can all store on there. And not only that, but it still leaves the back legs have a full free range of motion forward and back and to the side and out, and all of those toes move. These legs can come down and twist and kind of fold in a bit. Not as much movement there. The mouth, I just popped it off, but the mouth does open. I'm going to get that back on. There we go, it's back on. By the way, that lower jaw is all that gray-black color. The pink is paint, the silver is paint, the red tongue, paint. Oh, which turtle do you like? Do you prefer Turtler slash Snaptrap, or do you prefer half shell over here? It depends too on the fiction you follow. In some, they're two completely separate teams, obviously somewhat related, but completely separate teams. Decepticons, Predacons, descendants of these guys, pirates, you know, they're separate. In other continuities, this is almost like a reformatted version of these guys after, who was it? Somebody was taken out, Tentakill maybe, and that member gets replaced. So like, it depends on the fiction you follow. I prefer to think of them now as two separate. I used to prefer to think of them as the same character. It suited me because I never in a million years thought I was going to get this guy. So I consider myself pretty darn lucky. Speaking of that paint I mentioned, both of these guys really have a significant amount of it. Like some of the green on this guy and the gold and whatnot is paint. But taking him out of it, when we look at this guy, the kind of pink robot thighs, I think are paint. The dark pink back here, that's paint. I already talked about the mouth and the eye. The silver on the claws, that's paint. Same up here on the chest. So there's a significant amount here. In terms of how this guy looks compared to his animation, that's where things are a little tricky, of course, because we have to go by the kind of Super God Master Force. And again, as I've said before, with this team, I don't think we ever really saw this guy in robot mode. If we did, I don't remember it. This is a little bit stylized, kind of. Sometimes he would be like actually up on his hind legs. Here he can't, I guess he could, but it would look really tall and really strange. I felt like his main body, that is dark pink here, was more of a red. But still, you definitely have an idea of who this is. There's no doubt about it. The shell is obviously not as rounded as it should be. But, okay. You know, the two blasters here, that makes sense. I'm going to say it's an 8.5. Like, it's definitely Snaptrap or Turtler, if you will. But, like, because of the necessity of combining and the mold being what it is a touch more stylized than I would necessarily like for it to be. For decent articulation here, he can carry all of his accessories. He pretty much looks like the guy he's intended to be. Let's do the transformation. We'll go, I guess, to robot first, and then we'll do torso mode last. So we take this piece off altogether, at least for now. We'll straighten these out because, you know, why not? We will pick this all off here now. Okay, so we bring this down. We bring these down as well. And we fold in. And we bring this down and we fold in. Or did I fold the wrong way? I think I folded the wrong way. I did fold the wrong way. There we go. It should be on the same side as the head. We will bring these all the way down. Now you'll notice this is out and kind of just flopping around for now. That's fine. We'll deal with it in a few minutes. If you really want and it's in your way, you can naturally take them off and just bring that around, out, off, and bring that around if you're so inclined and it's just easier for you. Straighten up the legs here and turn them this way and this way. Bring out a foot, bring out a robot mode foot, close and close. And now we'll be able to kind of start to stand the guy up. Of course, we're going to have to readjust things a little bit. There we go, that's a little bit better. I did make a mistake though, I turned the legs the wrong way. They should be turned around this way. My bad. Then we come back here and we open this up. We bring out the head and we close that back up. We turn the head around this way. We turn the chest all the way around and we bring that up on the front. We bring down an arm and turn it. We bring down an arm and turn it. We flip that to the back. We flip that to the back. And we should be able to fold that piece in so that it's not stuck up behind his head. And really, in essence, boom, in the end, here we have Turtler or Snaptrap in his robot mode. Now we can put all of his accessories on him so that he looks like this. And now our boy looks like a bit of a bad mamma jamma. Okay, so the chest piece goes on his arm as a shield. You can hold his blaster in his hand. His sword, of course, could go in his other hand or attached to his blaster, however you like. I took the two other kind of shoulder cannon things. I put them up behind him on his shoulders. I think that's the way it's supposed to be actually, but the guy looks pretty tough. Now, these shoulder cannon pieces, if you wanted, you could have transformed them with them left on the leg and the robot mode would look like this. And I'm showing off where they could be down here on the side of his legs by way of half shell. Now, these were on the inside, so again, we just used that hinge and we flipped them to the outside. Not a big deal. Looks fine. I don't see a problem with it if you want to do that. Which one is better here? Again, that's your call, man. I like both of them for different reasons. You know what, though? There's something about the King Poseidon version that for some reason to me looks bigger or more imposing or something, but I love the color scheme on half shell. Absolutely adore it. Speaking of color schemes, speaking of half shell, I thought that he was tremendous. However, I will say this. I do find that the shoulders on half shell are not, like the ratchets aren't as tight as what they are on Turtler. I mean, make of that whatever you will. Okay, so in terms of articulation for this guy, it's pretty good actually. The head can go left, right, a little up and down wiggle. The shoulders, heavy ratchets here on mine, but they can go all the way around. 90-degree elbow, bicep swivel, nothing at the wrist. I guess the hand can come out like that if you want it to, but like it doesn't really do anything. Out to the side, no problem. Legs all the way out to the side on a soft ratchet. Back about that far. Forward, just fine. Thigh swivel. A little over 90 degrees at the knee. And the guy, while he does not have a waist, unfortunately, he does have ankle tilt, which is always a pleasant addition. Wrists would be nice, a waist would be nice, but I get why there's no waist. I mean, with the whole having to combine and whatnot, it's difficult to fit a waist in there. It's nice when they can do it, but I understand the difficulty, especially for something that is based on a mainline mold. I'm going to say that the articulation, let's see, we said the colors were at 8.5. I'm going to say the articulation is about a 9. It's pretty darn good, and you can really get some pretty dynamic poses with the guy. 8.5, 9, 8.75. All that leaves is the transformation. The transformation, I'll tell you now, is very... It's weird. There's parts of it that's certainly familiar to like Silverbolt, which is what this is based on. Cabana War Silverbolt or Cyclonus or Scattershot. It's based on that mold, right? It's based on the Abominus mold, actually. But there's enough additional parts here and other things that move that it feels new and interesting, and I like it. So I'm going to say that that too, honestly, is a solid 9. Really, really well done. In terms of going to combined mode here, we can take this and really, I'll take this off the side. Bring these up over because we're going to kind of need them up over for later. We're going to take these off for now. We're going to bring out the whole head section. We're going to bring this back and untab that and put that head in. We've done this with Silverbolt and Abominus and everybody else, and bring that up. We're going to take this piece and fold it down on the back. I said earlier to fold it down on the back. It should have stayed up. I apologize for that. Snap it in there. We're going to open this out and push in a foot. We're going to open this out and push in a foot. We're going to leave those open out, and now we're going to bring this whole section down around the side, and really what we're looking to do is tab a rectangular port that's on the foot over a rectangular tab that's right there. Assuming we have all this like done and lined up correctly, that should work, although that one doesn't want to. Let's see how this one goes. Yeesh. Okay, so I was having trouble straightening this up. This should be flush, like it should be in flush all the way so that this peg hole can go over this peg here. And that should be, there you go, easy, right? I don't know why I was struggling with it. This comes down and there's a little peg right there, and when we turn this up and bring it in and tab it in, that neck piece tabs in down there and we can straighten up that arm. Yikes. What a wild ride to get to that. We bring that up over, we bring that up over, and we turn the guy around. It's not quite done, but almost. Okay, so, yeesh, to finish it off, I can't believe I struggled with the feet that much. Honestly, I made that look much more challenging than it is. We put those two pieces together. We take the chest piece, and if you didn't do so already, you can like rotate up the kind of flaps that are there. The pegs go into a peg hole right there. If I can do it. There. And that snaps in. And then lastly, if you did happen to have the blasters off, you plug one in there and extend it. And the other one, which I already have extended because I just did it, you plug in there. A lot of people leave this down on the back. It shouldn't be. It should be his upper back. But in the end, here we have him in his torso mode. Looks pretty menacing, man. Looks pretty menacing. At the end of the day, who looks more menacing? I don't know, man. They both look pretty menacing to me. I love the colors on God Neptune, but the colors that are on King Poseidon are just classic. We're not going to be doing the combined mode here. That'll be coming up next time, but man, oh man, does this look sweet. I love both of these guys. In terms of kind of a final analysis of the scores for Turtler, Snaptrap, the color we said was about an 8.5. The articulation we said was about, I'm going to say a 9.5. Maybe I said something different, but I'm going to say 9.5, so he was a 9. The transformation's a 9. Overall, it's a 9. It's a fun, functional mold, and though it is a mold reuse, it feels like it's new. It feels like there's enough new parts that it makes it interesting again for both Half Shell and now for Turtler / Snaptrap. And here we are once again. Here he is. And okay, so the transformation works great. The coloration, it's definitely Seaconish. You know, it is what it is. It makes kind of perfect sense. His turtle shell obviously is a bit stylized, but you know what? Cool, I get it. Like, if you squint and look at it, it's a turtle. It's a turtle. Okay, it's a turtle. Be quiet. Don't say it's not. It's a turtle. I don't know. It's the best they could do with the mold, I guess. It's all right. I see what they were going for. I respect it. I really do. Great robot. Great torso. Really great torso. I feel like the shoulders on this guy, or the hind legs, I guess, are a little bit loose, or the hips, I guess, for combined mode, depends on your perspective, are a little bit looser than what they are on this guy. I love the colors here. I think the tolerances here are just a little bit tighter than they are here. I'm glad to have both. I'm not going to even pretend that I'm not. I cannot wait to see how they stack up in combined mode. Now, the cool thing is, in a way, because I don't have the 6th member, I don't have Overbite, unfortunately. When we do the combined mode, besides for the location of certain molds being in different places, they'll still be a little bit different again, because we'll actually have 2 different molds taking up a location as a limb. I think both of them are arms, ironically. You know what? I dig this set a lot more than I ever thought I was going to. I wasn't invested in the Seacons as characters, really, but man, oh man, I can't wait for next time when we look at the combined mode of this guy next to the combined mode of this guy. That is gonna be fun. In the meantime, let me know what you think about Turtler here. Which one do you prefer, Turtler or Half Shell? I appreciate you guys coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link, check us out on Patreon, see what we offer to you through Teespring, or of course hit the join button right here on YouTube. While you're at it, man, hit the subscribe button, stick around, have some fun with us here on the channel. And don't forget that somehow, someway, each and every single day, you do make a difference, and I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights, at the stop motion premieres, or the old-fashioned way, baby, right here inside the videos.